One of the things we emphasize is consistent practice and habits. And in this video series, I'll show you how, by learning a song in just 10 minutes a day for 28 days. This will also show you my progression as a YouTube novice. Today is day 16. Yesterday I was talking about the importance of being bold and brave, or what I like to call being plucky in our creative expression. And today I want to talk to you about the idea of being playful, or what I call being the jester. The bottom line is being creative requires putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, and that can easily suck the fun out of being creative. That's why I emphasize the need to balance vulnerability with playfulness, to try and not take myself too seriously. Creativity, among other things, is about exploring and tapping into that childlike playfulness and curiosity. It's about asking, I wonder what would happen if I do X, and then laughing as the tower of blocks you've been building for the last hour comes tumbling down. It wasn't wasted, you learned, and it was fun. When I look at the videos I made on day one, I know I looked awkward. And am I flawless on camera now? Hell no, but I'm so much better than 2 weeks ago. A lot of this is down to being willing to have fun and play and not take myself too seriously, to try and embody the jester. And before I start playing today, maybe you could ask yourself, in what areas could I relax and be a little bit more playful? Speaking of being playful, I can't wait to get into it. So let's do it. Okay, let me try that again. I'm actually not reading the music directly anymore. I'm just trying to rely on my brain memory. Speaking of trying to be playful, when I was going through and editing, I just saw like myself saying muscle memory versus brain memory, and I thought it was funny. And you know what? I had no idea whether anyone else would find it funny, but I find it funny, so I just thought I'd leave it in there. Anyway, let's talk more guitar, right? Something doesn't feel right. I was using the wrong finger. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to the song, and then certain parts just repeat over and over again. I am definitely not completely smooth through it all, and I think I need to start getting to the habit of, instead of playing the song from the top, because that's starting to burn up at least half of my practice session, and I can see I've got only about 5 minutes left on the clock. Probably didn't help that I kept talking about brain memory in the beginning, my own inside jokes. But yeah, I need to get a little bit more targeted, I think, about what I'm going to play through or what I'm going to work on. And so even though the intro was a little bit rough, I think I'm still going to skip that, because I think that was just a matter of me adapting to not reading completely off the screen and just trying to recall it. So I'm probably going to play, I think I'm going to go with these bits, if I'm pointing to the right spot on the screen. Or is it over here? I'm not sure. All right, here we go. next time. That went by really quickly. I think I was a little bit all over the place as well. So if I was going to give myself some advice and try to take my own advice here, it's that I should have tried to concentrate a little bit more on a single section in that song. But I think because I'm getting a bit more confident with the entire song, I'm just inclined to play through. So I think next section I need to really be strong in my intention to pick a spot and really work on it. So I think the spot that I'm going to work on is the which part? I think I reckon I'll try and work on the transition from the verse to the chorus. So basically that, especially this part here. And then the chorus. Well, it needs work, but I am getting more of a feel for that, for the chorus. And you might remember in the previous few videos, I was really struggling to work out, like, how does this part even make sense? But now I can understand a little bit about how it comes together. And so there's that, and then there's the right now it's a physical challenge to get my fingers in here and then my pinky across to have this power chord. But I could also just play these bass strings. When the tab actually calls for all of the strings to be played. So it would sound something like this, if I can get them all in. So it's a little bit more for fuller sound, but it's definitely something I'll aspire to play, but also it still sounds alright. It still sounds alright with just this. In fact, if I wanted to be really simple about it, I could just be like, and then maybe if I master that, I can try and push into this. But that also runs into some ideas around trying to play the song well as you can first out, because if you end up playing it the easy way to start out with, that might persist, and it might be so much more difficult to transition into the more challenging part. All of these things need to be balanced, but the main thing is that you go out there and you try and you see what works and what doesn't. The worst thing you can do is think to yourself, oh well, because I can't reach over here right now, then I'm not going to even bother trying to play the song. That's probably the what you want to avoid completely. Going in there and saying, you know what, I can just play this, and it doesn't sound exactly like what I'm looking for, but it's close enough, and close enough is so many times better than zero. It's math, isn't it? Anyway, I feel like I've gone on enough about numbers when this is meant to be about music and creativity and learning, though I guess math is about learning as well. But yeah, even though this practice session was a little bit repetitive for me, I am enjoying mastering the different sections and the challenges that seem to be moving around all over the place. But that's one of the reasons why you got to be playful. If you feel like you've mastered a section and then you rock up at another day and for whatever reason you're not playing 100% and you get bummed out about it, that's not going to be great for your practice. So it's a great mindset to be able to be playful about these things and just see what the session has in store for you and roll with it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.